No, too boring. Ew, too lovey-dovey. Ah, too scary. Oh, hey friends, maybe you can help me out. I'm trying to find a movie to watch, but there's just so many options. How do you sort through everything to find the right one? You know, that's exactly what I asked when I was trying to pick my major and minor at college. Perhaps you're going through the same struggle right now. Well, let's scroll through our queue together and take a look at choosing a major, choosing a minor, and choosing other options. Today, we're going to learn how to sort through the variety of degree types, departments, and career fields to select a major and a minor, or to pursue other directions like double majoring, undeclared degrees, and more. Roll the tape. Let's get started. Now, before we start digging into different majors, let's watch a quick preview of degree plans: associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctorates. Associate's degrees usually take about 2 years and can be obtained from community colleges. However, they are not accepted in all career fields. You can get an associate's degree and then transfer to a 4-year university for your bachelor's. For graduating high school seniors, the most common degree to pursue is a bachelor's degree, which can take 4 years, although some graduate earlier or later. After obtaining a bachelor's degree, you can continue with your master's, which is about another 2 to 3 years. If you're still obsessed with school after that, you can even get a doctoral degree, which can take between 4 to 6 years or longer. However, we're going to rewind a bit and focus more on the bachelor's degree. The most commonly awarded bachelor degree programs in the United States are Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts. However, there are over 80 recognized types of bachelor's degrees. Check out the supplemental PDF for this lesson to see a detailed list. Each bachelor's degree has different majors. For instance, a Bachelor of Arts can include majors ranging from English to history to interior design and many more. So now that we've watched the trailer of different degrees, let's click play on choosing a major. It can be difficult to pick a major if you're not sure what career you want to pursue or if you don't know what your chosen career will entail. So try talking to professionals to see the reality of their jobs. Take a look at MiaPrep's Career Exploration course as another resource. If you've already started the college application process but stalled on picking a major, talk to your admissions counselor. They can provide insight or guide you to an advisor in the field. And remember that helpful priority list that was in the extension activities of our last unit? If you're having difficulty with selecting a major, pull that list back out and take a look. Think about what careers can help you achieve your goals, and then consider what majors will help further your desired career. Continue your consideration with some questions. Firstly, how interested are you in the subject? It's important to pick a major that you actually like. When my mother first went to college, she studied nursing because her mother was a nurse. However, Mom quickly realized that she hated the necessary science classes and was miserable in that field. Which leads us to question 2. Do you have talent or passion for the major? The mothership, as my family fondly calls our mother, quickly discovered that she did not have a love for the medical field. Instead, she loved teaching and she loved children. Plus, she had an innate talent for educating young minds. And speaking of young minds, let's exercise yours with our last question. How likely are you to make a career out of your major? When picking your major, think of the future beyond college. Will your major help build a future career? Remember that even if you end up changing job paths, your degree can still help you out. My mother graduated with a degree in education. She taught for several years in public schools. However, her life took a different course when she became the executive director of a local children's theater. Even though her career changed, my mother's degree was still useful because of her experience working with kids. So, follow my mother's example, as I always strive to do, and answer these 3 questions to help you select a major. These questions, and a few more, have also been included in the supplemental PDF for this lesson. But before we get to that, we've got to look at choosing a minor. Now, some of you might be wondering, what is a minor? Other than a sad sound in music, or a person under the age of 18, obviously. Well, a minor at college is a secondary area of study or specialization beyond the major. There are typically 2 different camps of thought in selecting a minor. Camp 1, complementary minors. Some advisors will suggest that you pick a minor that complements your major. For instance, if you are majoring in English, you could minor in writing, or major in theater and minor in dance, or major in psychology and minor in sociology. This camp believes that picking a minor which complements your major helps you become stronger in your future career. Your study will be deeper and more detailed. In this camp, it might also be easier to obtain your minor. You may only need a few additional classes, since several of your credits can count for both your major and your minor. Contrastingly, Camp Exploratory Minor believes in choosing a minor that differs from your major. For example, you could major in meteorology and minor in music, or major in statistics and minor in Spanish, or major in Asian American Studies and minor in astronomy. By selecting seemingly opposite majors and minors, you can have a well-rounded education. You will be informed on a variety of topics. With Camp Exploratory Minor, the breadth of your education will be expanded. The final option is no man's land, or rather, no minor's land. At some universities, you do not have to declare a minor. While you will still need a certain number of credits before you can graduate, you do not necessarily have to select a secondary area of study. There are also certain majors at colleges that may not require a minor. For instance, I studied theater with a concentration in performance/directing at my university. Because my major included the concentration of performance/directing, rather than just being general theater, I was not required to declare a minor. The concentration was considered my minor. However, I chose to get a minor in writing anyway, since I knew that I would attend graduate school for film acting and would need to compose a thesis. And speaking of film acting, it's time to change the channel to choosing other options. The first option is actually the one that I pursued: double majoring. Why pick one when you can have 2? It is possible, although difficult, to select 2 majors while at college. For example, you can double major in history and theater performance like I did. Or you could double major in biology and music. Or education and chemistry. A quick warning though, double majoring can cause class scheduling to become quite difficult. If you don't have dual credit hours, you might have to stay longer than 4 years, or overload yourself with tons of classes every semester, or spend your summer and winter holidays in the classroom taking extra courses. We'll discuss this further in our later lessons during this unit. On the other hand, maybe you don't even have 1 major that you're sure of, let alone 2. Well, in that case, you can go to college as an undecided major if the college allows that. You don't have to declare your major until the end of your sophomore year. An estimated 20 to 50% of college students come in with an undeclared major. About 75% change their major during their college journey. During your first 2 years, you can try interning or volunteering to get practical, hands-on experience to see what you enjoy. Not declaring your major also gives you a chance to explore different classes, talk to professors, and really find what you love. You can also follow my mother's example. Perhaps you think you know what you want, but when you get to college, it's vastly different from what you expected. Well, don't worry. You're not stuck in your major forever. You can switch to another field once you find your true love, just like this rom-com. Blech. Well, thanks for being a TV couch potato with me today while we learned about choosing a major, choosing a minor, and choosing other options. Well, I'm going to finish my movie while you check out the practice questions and supplemental PDF for this lesson to prepare for our next class, where we'll learn all about registering for rookies. Until then, keep constructing your college castle in the sky.